By the way, guys, my hair is so much better than Brandon Herrera's. Alright guys, welcome back to 223. Now if you follow me on Facebook, and you should, link down in the description, you know that I posted a little while back that I may or may not have bought a new gun. Well, turns out I did buy a new gun and it's sitting right here underneath this. Are y'all ready to see what it is? I'm sure you are, but not just yet. I was browsing around on Classic Firearms website and came across this. Now I already have one of these guns, but this one's manufactured in a different country. The one I have is manufactured in Yugoslavia, or was when Yugoslavia existed. It was manufactured in Yugoslavia. This one's manufactured in China, and if you haven't guessed what it is already, well, there's only a couple of different guns that you could probably guess between that would have been manufactured in both Yugoslavia and China. Alright, so I guess I'll just go ahead and pull this back and show you what it is. There you go, guys. There is my Chinese SKS. I was pretty excited to get this thing. And it's, well, it's a little rough, but I like it. It's got a lot of character to it. It's got some carvings and stuff that are in the wood grain. Maybe I'll get some close-up shots for you guys a little bit later. And it is nasty. It's covered in Cosmoline. So let me just get my gloves on here. Alright. So here it is. As you can see, the bluing has worn pretty much all the way off of it on most of the rifle. This one does have the milled trigger guard, which is pretty nice. And obviously they come with the spike bayonet on the front. Now when I first got this thing and I was trying to open up the action, it was jammed in there pretty good. I had to basically take it, slam it against the ground like this, and open it up. Now I've gotten enough for the Cosmoline out of there that I can open it up relatively easy and it holds back like that. So it looks like what I really need to do is I need to grab this camera right here and give you guys a good close-up of this rifle. And then once I've given you a close-up of this rifle, we're going to take it apart and I'm going to clean this thing. I'm going to clean all the Cosmoline right off of it. Alright guys, be right back. I'm going to get you guys some close-ups of this rifle. You can see the wood, actually, I mean, it really doesn't look that terrible. It was kind of dry. I put a little bit of wax on it. And like I said, there's a little bit of carving in the side of the wood there. Not exactly sure what it means or if it's even in Chinese. I have no idea where these things were used. But you can look in here and you can see, now if I can get my light positioned in the right place. Just look at how much Cosmoline is caked up on the inside of this thing. It's just nasty. But overall, I mean, I like it. This rifle has a lot of character to it. So, yeah, it's a little beat up. But that's cool, as long as it fires. Now, I looked down the barrel and looked into the chamber, and they are all covered in Cosmoline, so there's no rust, but I can still see the rifling. Rifling looks pretty good. We'll see what it looks like once I get the Cosmoline completely removed out of it. So there's a good close-up of the rifle. I'm pretty excited to own it. Alright, so now that I've shown you guys this rifle, I'm going to take it apart and show you just how nasty it is on the inside. I need to take it apart anyway because I plan on cleaning it tonight. Alright. Alright, let's start with this. We're going to let this go forward. Drop the magazine here. There we go. Pop that up. Pull that out. Pull this cover off. Let's grab my aluminum pan here. I'm going to put these parts into this pan so I can clean them. Alright, let's pull this spring out. Oh, look at that nastiness. Can you see how just nasty that is? Look at it. Oof. Alright, that's going to go in the pan here. Let's pull the bolt out and the bolt carrier. They are stuck together. Oof. Well, at least I know they're not going to rust. Look at all this. Boy, that is just covered. This is the bolt carrier and the bolt here. And the worst part is they've got hair stuck in them. That's not my hair. That is not my hair. Okay, so we've got that much of it pulled out. pulled out. We've got that much of it pulled apart and pulled out. That's what she said. I said no. Alright, so we want to turn the safety on. This is the fun part to me. Like, I forget that I need a tool to press this. At least it makes it easier. You know what? I've got a dummy 308 round over here. We're going to use that. Dummy 308 round. Push this little guy in, maybe. Alright. There's the trigger assembly. Boy, it is nasty too. Put that in the pan. There we go. Just have to get in there and just kind of dig it out. Boy, that's nasty too. All of these things I'm going to clean separately because I need to get them really clean. Especially the bolt here that's got the firing pin. Because this firing pin is stuck. If I was trying to fire it like that, I think we all know what would happen. Alright, so that's taken out. Now let's see if we can get the piston and stuff out of here. Alright, let's pop this bad boy out of here. Alright, finally got that loose. Gotta get that lined up just right. Oh my god, that's nasty. Okay, so let's see if we can get the piston out of there. Yummy. Oh, this thing's seen some use. You can see some carbon buildup there on the end of it, so you can see that this piston's seen some use. Looks pretty clean in there, though. I'm going to have to get the Cosmoline out. There's a lot of Cosmoline inside of this tube. I doubt you're going to be able to see down it, so we'll take that out, put that away. Now, we're going to take the stock off. The stock is pretty easy to remove. Just have to take the bayonet, remove it. I should. I say it's easier to remove. It's not easy to remove. But in this case, just a slab, just absolutely smother. Oh, duh. It helps if you take the cleaning rod out. Alright, cleaning rod's out. Alright, there we go. Stock is off of it, and stock really doesn't look that bad, I'm not gonna lie. It's got a little bit of a nick taken out of it right there where you can see where someone has opened up. Hell, it may have even been, no, that doesn't look that fresh. It's got a nick taken out of it right there where somebody, you know, has run into it with this thing here. It's got some more hair on there. Still not mine. And there we go. One disassembled SKS. There's one more thing I have to do. This is going to be under spring pressure, so I got to be careful. There we go. There's the rest of the piston. And that is also just covered. Well, alright guys, on to cleaning this thing up. My gloves have so much Cosmoline on them I can't take them off. Okay guys, so there's a couple of different ways that you can clean the Cosmoline off of your SKS. The way that I'm using involves this bottle right here and this can of mineral spirits. I'm going to pour these mineral spirits into this bottle and I'm just going to soak that thing in mineral spirits, wipe it down until we've got the Cosmoline cleaned off of it. Now, you're going to have Cosmoline coming out of that stock for a while. If you take it and shoot it, when it heats up, you're going to get Cosmoline coming out of that stock for a while. It's just seeped down into the pores and it's going to take a while to get out. Now, the one thing you want to make sure to get really, really clean is going to be your firing pin there, your bolt and your firing pin. Because if yours is like mine, my firing pin is stuck forward right now. And as soon as you let that bolt go, it's just going to fire and you're going to have to ride that lightning until you're out of ammo. So I'm going to get started on that. I don't really feel the need to show you guys how to do that because there are so many videos on YouTube of how to clean Cosmoline. Just go do a quick search and you can find one. I'm going to get this cleaned up and then I'm going to get it put back together and then I'm going to show you what it looks like all nice and clean. Alright guys, so I got the SKS cleaned up, got as much Cosmoline off of it as I possibly could. I'm still going to have some probably seep out as I'm shooting the gun, but at least I've got the chamber and the barrel completely clear of Cosmoline, so I don't have to worry about any of that. The firing pin moves freely now, so I don't have to worry about it sticking and causing problems, so it moves pretty freely now. So let me go ahead and put it back together. Alright, there we go. Cool, now I can fold the bayonet back under, and that's going to help hold the stock in place for the time being. So the bayonet's folded under. Cleaning rod, let's put the cleaning rod back in. That'll also help hold it in place. Alright, next, I need some little parts. I need this spring and this little piston piece here. I'm going to drop that back in. Right here, spring goes on this first. Push that in like that. Got to kind of lock it into place. Alright, good. Got that locked into place. Now, I can put this part back together. Alright, so I don't know if this thing's going to be able to cycle. That piston's fitting awful tight in there right now. So let me put this back together. Here we go, back together. Lock this back in place. Alright, cool, locked. Now, put the mag well back in it. I can tell you I much prefer the way that my Yugo SKS is built over this thing. Put the trigger assembly back in. To make sure you get this in there just right. It has a little place that it rests. There we go, back in. Cool. Now that's back together. We can put our bolt and bolt carrier back in. Alright, bolt and bolt carrier back in. You want to make sure the little squiggly end here goes inside of the bolt carrier. Now I can put the top cover back on. There we go. Back together. Cool. Everything seems to function properly. Finished cleaning this thing up last night. I was a little bit too tired to finish the video up last night, so that's why you see me in a different shirt, because it's a different day. Anyway, got it cleaned up and it looks good. And the action on this thing, smooth. Real smooth. Feels nice. But it's cleaned up, got all the Cosmoline off of it, and I know as I shoot it, it's going to seep out of it everywhere. As it gets hot, I'll have more of it seeping out of the stock probably, and some of it even seeping probably out of the metal. Anyway, I got it cleaned up real nice, but let me give you a good close-up on this thing and show you how well it turned out. Alright, so we can see the stock, and actually, on camera, that stock looks really nice. And as I was telling you earlier in the video, I really like the character of this SKS. Looks really nice. See there where the bluing is worn off, but it looks cool. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. I showed you before, this thing was caked in Cosmoline down inside in this area, and I got it cleaned out really well. What you see inside right now is just some grease that I put in there so it would be smooth. Now the only thing that I'm worried about just a little bit here is going to be the piston here inside the gas tube, because it's simply fit in there pretty tightly, so I'm a little bit concerned that maybe it's going to have some problems cycling, but we'll find out once I can get it to the range, and hopefully I can get it out to the range real soon. Well, alright guys, that was my video on my new SKS here, my new SKS to me anyway. Tell me what you guys think in the description below. If you're not following me on Facebook, you probably should. I'll have a link down below to that as well. Go follow me on Facebook. I've got almost 3,000 followers now. Anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.